Chuck Crosby over at the Crosby Law Office. Donnie he says he bought his first home last April. In this email, he dropped almost 110,000 towards renovations and other home improvements over the past year. He received a notice, an eminent domain notice from the city that earlier this week that they're seizing the property, and he's absolutely devastated. Chuck, does he have any recourse against an eminent domain issue where they're going to take the
Oh,
property to
eminent
build?
domain. Yeah, that's where the government comes in and if for a public, or if you read the Connecticut case, a quasi-public benefit, the government can come in and take the property. Now, they have the right to do it most of the time. The question then just devolves into how much are you going to get for the property? That's why he wants to get an attorney, and they want to negotiate this. If there's no way to keep them from coming through, you want to get your top dollar. And if you just quickly roll over and say, okay, I'll take whatever, then maybe not, you're not getting that. Now, as to the whether the sellers knew about it, that's something that I would start thinking about. If this comes a couple months after getting the property, I'm betting the prior owners might have known something,
Hmm.
and that, of course, can also go to value. And you never know. The government may not take the entire property. A lot of times, they'll just take part of it. If they're building widening roads and that sort of thing, maybe they'll just take a little bit of it. If they're going to stick a railroad through the middle of the property, well, you're probably going to lose the whole thing.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. There's
Yeah.
no fighting eminent domain, right? That's the real problem.
Well, there is fighting. I don't want to say there's not. I mean, there's certain elements that they have to reach. It's just that some fairly recent cases out through Connecticut and in that neck of the woods suggest that it's a lot easier than it used to be.
Hmm. What about getting an appraisal or several appraisals to
Well,
show
there's a whole
value?
process.
Yeah, but and I
Yeah,
know
there's a whole process.
they'll do that, but for you to fight them if they're low on their appraisal, is that another
Yeah,
potential?
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I've seen it go to court where you're saying, "Hey, well, obviously you'll say, hey, I deny that you have the right to do this."
Yeah.
You'll fight that because if you just go through and say, okay, yeah, you can take the property, but I want X amount of money, you lose all your bargaining power. But anyhow, you can take it to court. You can say, hey, they're not offering a fair market value. Okay, they have to give you fair value. The Constitution's pretty clear that when the government takes your stuff, they have to give you the right amount of money. They can't just come in and seize whatever for any old price. But then again, they aren't always going to play nice either. So you have to get an attorney, you go to court, and you hold their feet to the fire and get what you can.
Donnie, we wish you the very best on this. We're sorry this has to happen to you. A reminder that if you're thinking of selling your home, we have a free no obligation booklet. It has hundreds of useful tips. If you want a copy, simply send an email to bob@wesellouisville.com and put selling tips in the subject line. Also, remember, you can see a rebroadcast of this show and watch it as well as listen to it. Go to LouisvilleAnswers.com, and for a free immediate evaluation of what your home is worth, go to WeSellLouisville.com and click on the little link at the top to get your value. I know I gave you a lot of information, but you can always listen to it back and hear it. We thank Chuck Crosby, who is the owner of the Crosby Law Offices. You can reach out to him because you can pick the closing attorney that you want. For real estate closings, for wills, for powers of attorney, foreclosure defense, commissioner's sale. The phone number for Chuck's 499-6360. And also we thank Steve Phillips, who's in for Randy Rocky, who is over at Swan Financial. They do a great job. They shop your loan to get you the very best rate that's out there if you're going to be buying a home or refinancing your home, because that's going to be coming up quite a bit in the near future. By the way, you do the refinance thing, you can go to Swan and then go to Chuck to have it closed. You can reach Steve and Randy at Swan at 645-0736. And if you're thinking of selling your home now or in the near future, I would love to help you. You can call me for a free no obligation review. I'll come out, we'll talk, as long as you want. I'll answer all your questions. We'll look at the house, make suggestions, do some staging ideas, and then give you an idea of what the house is worth. You can reach me at No Home Too Big, No Home Too Small, 376-5483, or you can go to bobsellslouisville.com. That's it. We're out of time. See you next Sunday on News Radio 840 WHAS.